Okay. Sorry about that getting up stuff, but this Chinese remote, I'm like pushing it all the time. Just want to make sure it's working. Okay. What is this? Video 9, I think. This is for Samantha's Patreon and Discord peeps. This is Big Lair here. Hope these videos are interesting, entertaining, and you get something worthwhile out of them. Okay, this video will be about reptilians. I will say one thing, and I'm not saying this to sound egotistical or anything like that, but a lot of the topics I've been aware of or the things I've come across, I'm usually 5 to 10 years ahead of the rest of everyone, the rest of the world, call it. And maybe some of you watching this are like me, you've been way ahead of the curve. So by the time you see things, you deal with it, and you're done with it, a number of years goes by, and then it gets to be where it's in the mass consciousness, or it's popping up on YouTube, or it's popping up on the internet somewhere, and now normal folks are talking about it, and then you're kind of like, yeah, I knew that 10 years ago, big deal. But in reality, 10 years ago, when you told people about it, they were like, oh my God, are you nuts? And now those people who said you were nuts are telling you about it, like they don't remember you told them about it. So this whole reptilian thing, that's one of those topics for me. I think most people, the topic of reptilians, they read about it first, and then maybe they searched on YouTube, and you've seen a video that, some shady video, someone puts a thing out like, oh man, here's an interview with a reptilian, or oh my God, here's a picture of, let's see, who's a famous reptilian, the royal family in England, or this movie star or that movie star, look at their face changed on video, they're reptilians. I don't know about any of that kind of stuff, because I'm I'm a person that if I can verify it myself by seeing it, then I'll say, yeah, that happened. But if you're showing me a YouTube video or just telling me a story, I put it off into the opinion group. Okay, it becomes your opinion in as far as I look at things, Not that I don't believe you, but I just haven't seen it, so it goes off into the opinion place, not the fact place. A fact would be my watch is blue. I have verified that it's blue. I would call it like sky blue, maybe cerulean blue. It's blue. Okay. My cheap Chinese remote is black with silver buttons. That's a fact. Those are facts for me. Other things I need to actually verify myself. Okay. So while I would like to think, that these people doing these videos are telling us the truth with, these royals or these singers or movie stars are reptilians, I don't know. But what I'm going to tell you about now, I believe it to be true. Okay, this started, about 17 years ago when this happened. I was in an electronics store in Japan with my wife and my oldest son. He was just a baby, and I'm holding him, and I'm in this electronics store. My wife's off looking at whatever, and I see a poster on the wall, and it's of a famous Japanese singer, a female Japanese singer. And I'm looking at the poster thinking, man, this girl has no talent. How can she become a singer? Well, come on, that's like every country, right? A lot of singers don't have talent. They're just marketed by whoever for whatever reason. That's life. So I'm looking at this poster of this female singer, and as I'm looking, her face changes into that of a reptile, a lizard, like a lizard face. And I was like, whoa. I look around at like other customers. No one looks shocked like I do. So then I look back, and the face changes back to the poster. I look again, it changes a second time. And And I thought, holy crap, is this the universe telling me that this singer is not human, not a terrestrial human like the rest of us? My God, she looks like a lizard. So, and at this time, I had not heard anything about reptilians, or there were these aliens, aliens as in not human, right? There are these other beings called reptilians. I was not aware of any of that. So being that I was in Japan and spoke Japanese most of my day, I put the label of Tokage Jin on this person, because Tokage is a Japanese word that means lizard, and Jin is a word that means person. So if you could see it in Chinese characters and I explained it to you, you'd understand. So basically lizard person. And I use this word for many years. And when I speak Japanese and talk about this topic, I still say Tokage Jin, even though someone may have another name for it. Okay, so then I was teaching this group of students. I was teaching English. These were adults. And I had two people in my class, two young girls who exhibited psychic abilities. So we would have a lot of fun and talk about different topics. And I went to teach this class the next time, and I said, you guys are not going to believe what I saw over the weekend at the electronics store. I saw a poster of a famous singer. I'm not going to tell you who, but this person's face, the poster changed into like this lizard person. And I said, I'd like all of you to write down a name, who you think it is, and then I'll tell you who it is, and we'll see if any of you guessed it. And one of the girls says to me, I don't have to write it down, I know who you're talking about. And I said, who? And she said the name, this singer, which I won't say, unless you like Japanese music, and then I can tell you. But anyway, I won't say the name. Every time I do say the name in relation to this story, I get tremendous goosebumps. So I tell them the name, and immediately the whole room got cold. I mean, like the temperature dropped about 15, 20 degrees cold. And as soon as the girl said to me, I know who it is, it's so-and-so, I said, yes, you're right. Boom, the temperature immediately dropped. And one of the girls went, oh my God, it feels so cold in here. I think something happened. And from that moment forward, I was I was dogged. I was followed in my dreams, and probably on an astral level, by these two minions, I'll call them. And they like slowly sucked the energy out of me for weeks, and I couldn't shake them off. And I was worried. I was getting worried because I could just feel my energy slowly being drained. And I was told that, you have revealed something you were not supposed to reveal, and you will pay for it. And, I had different protection rituals that I had learned through the years I was doing it, and these didn't affect it. So I realized, holy shit, this is like a big deal. I'm dealing with the heavyweight champion of the earth here, something at that level. This isn't like kids playing around level anymore. Slowly getting weaker. And I remember it came to like a head. I was at my in-laws' house, and my father-in-law and we were remodeling his kitchen, tearing down walls, all this stuff. A new countertop, lots of work. And he wanted to work really late this night. Like after dinner, he said, hey, let's just keep going till we're done. And I was like, oh man, I'm so tired. And just something said to me, okay, I'm not going to put up with this shit of having my energy drained anymore. I'm going to fight you bastards. You're not going to put me down. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to help my father-in-law, and you're going to see that you're not affecting me at all. And so even though I was super tired, I worked with them till like 11 o'clock that night. I was exhausted. But I also felt like my energy, my energy being drained had stopped. Like I was able to stop it at that level. It was quite low. I went to bed that night, and I wake up, I went to bed, fell asleep, and then I wake up in this dream that was really real. One of those, again, like, hey, I can feel my hands, I know where I am. I was in this huge Roman Colosseum. It was dirt, and it had a huge wooden pillar behind me, and it was like, I don't know what the diameter would be, 20 feet in diameter. So what is 20 feet? 6 meters in diameter or something. And there were 3 guys there, 3 guys in front of me. And it was such a huge place, I could tell there was a crowd, but I couldn't see clearly. It was dirt. It was sunny out. These three guys come at me. I for some reason, I turn around and I run up this big column, wooden column behind me. So you imagine the column's like this, and I'm like running up it like this, you know. I'm running up it, they're chasing me, I look back, I can see them. So I get up so far, and it was like I became a different person. Okay, so I'm running up, I jump, and then I land. So I jump, I turn around in the air, and I go backwards into this wooden column. So I became part of the wooden column. These three attackers come up to where I entered the wood. They're looking around, and then I immediately make like a million like long wooden splinters, very thick, sharp wooden splinters, shoot out at these three guys and just impale their whole bodies and boom, knock them back off a pillar. And then I just simply make myself shoot to the bottom, and I make myself part of the ground next. And then I can see them, you know, they're just like riddled with these wooden splinters, bleeding, and they're like done. And then from the ground, I like pulled their whole chakra systems out, these three guys. I just pulled their chakra systems right out of their bodies, down into the earth, and sent it down into like the middle of the earth. And then they like disappeared. And then I rose out of the dirt, and then I said, yeah, like, don't mess with me again, or this will happen to the rest of you. And I woke up, you know, and I was like sweating and stuff, but I felt good. And the next morning I woke up, I was fine. I never had a problem ever again. And shoot, I'm near 15 minutes. Long story short, I was on the train, and once I felt there were these other reptilians on the train, and I said, how many of you slimy reptilians are on the train? I said this in Japanese. I kid you not. So I'm tall enough when I ride the train in Japan, I can see, like, my head's like way above everyone else's heads. I can see, you know, down 3-4 cars worth. And I said, you know, in Japanese, like, how many slimy reptiles are on this train today? And this guy and woman in a business suit, like, they're on the same train car as me, but at the end, and they both went like this and looked right at me. And then this is all in my mind, and I said, oh, you two, huh? And I said, well, don't mess with me. You know what happened to those three others? And then they turned around. And there have been times I've been places where I've seen people who I think, oh, you're probably a reptilian and you're thinking of messing with me. And I've just said to them, you know what happened to the other three? The same will happen to you, or worse, because I've gotten better since then. And I haven't had any problems. I did once have a dream where someone came to me and they said they were like an emissary from the reptilians, and they said, we would like to call a truce. And I said, what are the conditions? And they said, we won't bother you or anyone in your family, and you won't bother us. And I said, well, that's fine with me. I agree to that. But if you mess with anyone, I'm coming for all of you. And that's where we left it. Now that sounds like really weird and egotistical and like, yeah, you know, but that's the absolute truth as I know it. That's the reptilians. And they are not the most enjoyable people. They do not like being exposed. However, they can be defeated, and they know it. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. This is video number 9. This is Big Lair signing off for Sam's Peeps, okay? Hope you guys liked it.